What it feels like when someone is being ridden. You usually won't catch it by logic first. You'll catch it by your body. Conversation with a ridden person produces a very specific internal weather. You feel hurried, or foggy, or diminished, or like you're on trial, or like you must explain your humanity to earn basic respect. You notice you are managing their emotions instead of discussing reality. You notice your no is treated as a symptom. You notice your questions are treated as insolence. You notice the goalpost move. You notice the topic isn't the topic anymore. And the biggest tell is this: they don't want to understand you. They want to correct you. Correction is not always evil. The correction that comes with contempt is not correction, it is conquest. That's riding. The witch's favorite seat. The witch's favorite seat is inside the moral high ground. Because once the witch sits there, every boundary you set becomes proof you're immoral. You're defensive, you're unstable, you're hateful, you're irrational, you're brainwashed. Be mature, be kind, be normal. Notice what those are. They're not arguments, they're social weapons. They are attempts to rename your agency as pathology. And that's how the witch rides, by stealing your right to be the narrator of your own mind. She can rename your mind for you, she can manage you. That's why she loves words like sheeple. Because sheeple is a leash disguised as a joke. What a rhyming metaphor matters. If you call it she's just mean, you miss half of it. If you call it he's just manipulative, you still miss half of it. Because writing names a pattern that can move between people like a virus moves between lungs. You're not just dealing with one personality. You're dealing with a mode that a person can enter and exit, a mode that groups can amplify, a mode that gets rewarded online, a mode that makes the writer feel righteous and makes the written feel powerful. Matters because it gives you a practical advantage. If it's a mode, you don't have to hate the person. You have to refuse the mode. That's the difference between moral clarity and moral acid. Moral clarity says, I won't participate in contempt. Moral acid says, you are nothing but contempt. One preserves your soul, the other makes you into what you hate. And here's a little grim humor. The witch loves moral acid, it makes moral witch. Refuse the witch without becoming her. The refusal is simple, but it's not easy. You do three things: you set tempo, you set terms, you enforce exit. Tempo is, I'm not answering at your speed. Terms is, adult respect or no conversation. Exit is, if contempt arrives, I leave. That's it. No lecture, no counter insults, no courtroom, just physics. Contempt enters, connection ends. You don't do it to punish, you do it because contempt is a solvent. It dissolves reality.